We want to welcome you to the first I Believe conference. And I want to just kind of give you a little bit of overview about what our conference is about, what we're trying to achieve, and just kind of how it's going to work for you. The conference came about because we had a lot of patients asking for more helpful living, how to live their lives every day, and not so heavy on the research. So today and tomorrow are going to be very light sessions. They're going to be more talking sessions. We're not going to talk about anything science. We're going to talk about how we feel and how to navigate being a cancer patient and being a supporter with a rare cancer that a lot of people just don't understand. So we're going to be going on a lot of those topics. We're going to talk about Cancer and Careers is going to be here to talk to you guys about how you get back in the workforce, or how do you adapt your job for your maybe sight deficiencies that you might have after your whatever your treatment is, or the loss of an eye. So we've got a lot of resources for you, and I want to make sure that everybody feels comfortable. If there's ever a session that you do not feel comfortable about, please feel free to leave the session. You don't have to stay. We just want to make sure that you're very comfortable and that you're very supported. On Saturday, that's the big day, we're going to have some doctors here. We're going to have Dr. Sato from Thomas Jefferson, and we're going to have Dr. Patel from MD Anderson. And a name you probably don't know is Dr. Aralou, and she's from Moffitt. She took over for Dr. Weber, and she's going to come in and do a couple of sessions. So she's working at Moffitt in Tampa now. So you're going to start hearing her name a lot more. She's starting to work more with ocular melanoma patients. So we do have some really good resources for you for the research and the metastatic, if that's what you want. But if you don't want to talk about science, we've got plenty of other tracks for you to take that are non-science. The one thing I just want to remind everybody is that tomorrow morning, first thing, we're going to have Carolina Eye Prosthetics has come, and they're going to talk about prosthetic eyes. But I want you to understand that even if you don't have a prosthetic eye, you can still join that session, because you might be wondering, am I going to lose my eye in the future? And you might need some resources for that, and just kind of learn more about a prosthetic so it's not so scary if you ever have to look at that. So please don't be afraid of that session. They're great. It's a group of girls, and they're wonderful women. Their father started as an ocularist, and then they've kept the business going. So it's a family-owned business, and they're just absolutely wonderful. So I want to make sure that you understand that just because a session might not seem like it fits you today, please don't shy away from it, because it might fit you tomorrow. Okay? So we're going to have sessions. You all have an agenda. If there's a line between the sessions, that means there's two. That means one's going to be in here, and one's going to be in the room you guys just ate breakfast at. The room next to where the breakfast is at, that's the kids' room. And we're going to have Marlene back there. She's going to have some fun and entertainment and some games for the kids to kind of keep them busy. So we do have that room available, and that room will be available today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Okay? So if you have kids, don't worry. We're going to have some really good sessions. We're going to have a break before the gala. The gala is not formal. Please don't dress formally, but just kind of spiff up a bit. We are using a black and white theme. Don't be afraid, it's not going to be dark. For those of us who don't see well, we're not going to make it blinding, but we're just using a black and white theme. And we are going to have some entertainment. We'll have a DJ. We're going to have a wonderful dinner. And then we're going to have an anniversary cake, because we're celebrating our 5th anniversary. So we're going to have a great spread. Thank you. So we'll have a really good spread for the gala, and we want you to come with the mindset to have fun. We're not going to give awards. We're not going to chat a lot. We're just going to have a really good time, and everybody just enjoy. Because what we're trying to get you to do is to celebrate and to have a good time, but still take home some really good information, but most important, make really good memories. So that's our goal. And if we do that, then I think we've hit it. But if not, let us know, because we need your feedback so that we keep making these better. Okay? So I'm going to give you a little bit of history, and then I'm going to turn it over to Jack O'Dell. Because a lot of you know me and know us, and a lot of you really don't. And it's kind of confusing. And we understand that there's a lot of organizations right now, and it's confusing. So we are a cure and sight. Okay? We are not Ocular Melanoma Foundation. And this is the I believe. This is not the EANA. It's confusing because we used to help with the EANA with Ocular Melanoma Foundation, so we confuse you really bad. So please, we're sorry that we did that, but we were trying to be in the community spirit. So we are A Cure in Sight. This is the I believe, and that's been our tagline since our conception 5 years ago, almost 6. We needed a positive, patient-oriented group. We didn't really want to get into something heavy in research, so that's when we were born. I was frustrated because I kept seeing patients not being supported and everybody just wanting research, which research is really great. Don't get me wrong. We love research. We donate to research. But patients need support. So that's what we were born to do. And we are an organization of patients. So we're by the patients for the patients. I don't know if you know this, but we have a board, and everybody who's on our board has ocular melanoma. So if you didn't know that, we are all your peers. One of the things that's very frustrating is that I did not want somebody who does not have ocular melanoma to try to tell me how to live with ocular melanoma. It's very difficult if you don't have it to understand it. You can be a caregiver all you want, but until you walk in those shoes, you don't know what it's like. So I am the person who founded it.
So let's hear it for Melody. I have nothing prepared. This is just a free fall act. I am what used to be the typical demographic for ocular melanoma. I was diagnosed at 61 years old. I'm male. I'm Irish. I have green eyes. I'm a 5-year survivor. I'm going to be 67 next year. Woo-hoo. But look around, look on Facebook, you'll see the demographic is changing. We're getting many, many younger people earlier, which is good.
Well, not so good for that.
They're being diagnosed faster. Word is out, and we have the resources. Better. So I'm 5 years. Can I have a show of hands of people who are 5 years or more? Congratulations. How about 4 years? Three years? Congratulations. 2 years. Lynn? Okay, now, how many people here are 1 year or less? Welcome. You know, Melody touched on a topic, and there's scary things. And when we talk about survivorship, we talk about mortality. And we're here to support each other. And one of our programs is Care Companions. So if you've been to our website, if we've helped you, we provide experienced ocular melanoma patients to help patients newly diagnosed, or especially through their first year. So we're all here for each other. And thank you to Deborah Bowen and sister. We had an idea to come up with table toppers with different regions of the United States, lead cities, so you'll see them occasionally. So it might say the Northeast, it might say California. They'll be on tables, and if you want to gravitate towards your area and meet the people closest to you, take that advantage. Exchange cards, say hello. If you match up your own care companion, good for you. But if you need a care companion, please contact one of us. So, mortality is a difficult word. One of my best friends through all of this is here to lead us in a couple sessions on trauma, living your life to its fullest. But I was fortunate. I was diagnosed by a doctor I had no confidence in Seattle. And I have great support at home. And we jumped on a plane and flew to San Francisco and met the renowned Dr. D'Amato from the UK. And 2 days later, I had surgery. I had proton beam markers put on my eye. And that was in July, and in October we flew to Philadelphia for my first EANA. I'd been put on valproic acid. I'd lost 30 pounds. I looked like death. I was scared to death. I made some really good friends that I still have today. I'm a Castle type 2. I've got GNA11 gene mutation as well as BAP1. And I've been on chemotherapy for the BAP1 since December 5th, 2013. 5 years on chemo. I'm taking a 5-week break for the first time right now, starting on Thanksgiving Day and ending on New Year's Day. So, mortality. We had a breakdown when I got my diagnosis, and the diagnosis and prognosis is different because they look at, I'm a male, I'm 67, versus female, 37. So that all, your general health, your heredity, your parents' chances for cancer or the cancers they might have had, that's in your prognosis. And Dr. D'Amato said, look at it this way, he said, just get your affairs in order and then consider it a ticket to live your life. And that's what I do every day. So don't let anything scare you. You have support here. And I wish you a great seminar. I now want to introduce one of my best friends who I met online by a referral actually from Dr. D'Amato. She's a psychotherapist. She's a trauma coach. She works directly with patients and first responders, and she's here today. She left her post she took on dealing with victims of the Paradise Fire. She lives in the sister city, or very close, Chico, California. Please welcome Ann Osborne.
Good morning. I have gravel in my throat because of the fire. So as you all know, the campfire started 3 weeks ago today. So I'm very distracted during our conference because I'm managing a lot of call outs for campfire. So I'm here, but I'm also, and I have a passion for helping in this conference. So I've been diagnosed, it'll be 4 years. December 31st was my confirmation. I am class 2. My mom died of OM. And when I went to the Cleveland conference, I was really taken aback. Shocked is minor by how a lot of our patients have been treated across the nation. Some of you, if you were at the Cleveland conference, saw me stand up in the middle of the crowd because our patients were getting very upset with Dr. Afshar. I was like, wait, we don't want to upset the messenger. He's just carrying the information that we need to hear so that our community can respond back and say, wait, we need other kinds of assistance. So part of the reason why I'm standing up here talking right now is I wrote a book based on what came out of that Cleveland conference and what I believe are tools that will help us be able to navigate the very anxiety-ridden waters as we live with the scan schedule. So try as I might, dealing with everything, irrespective of the campfire, the publisher did not get the book ready for us. I gave them the manuscript in August, so I'm not into blame, but I'm also not willing to take responsibility for I didn't do my part. So the book reportedly will be out within the next 2 weeks. All the books are going to Melody. She's going to receive them. And then the book will also be online. She will do a splash. She and Megan will do a splash on Facebook. This is a donated property to, I want to get the name right, Cure Insight. So we really want your physicians, your opticians, your ophthalmologists, we want them to know about this book and buy it and put it in their offices. The book price is, I think it's a little under $13 for the hard copy, and I don't know what the price is on online. The publisher gets 50% of whatever the cut is. So I know, I didn't know what I was doing. But the book is good. It's 104 pages. It was edited like 9 times. I'm so sick of it, I just want to move it on. But I will also be speaking on this book, so please do look at what the splash is, educate so that we can get it out across the nation, because I'm assuming that, like yourselves, when I was told, I was like flabbergasted. I'm sitting in the chair when they told me, I think you have melanoma. I'm like sitting in the chair going,
In my eye.
I've heard this before. I've heard this before. Oh my God, my mother died of this. So I wrote this book. I will be speaking tomorrow at 10 o'clock on how to live the best life possible while we're living with this diagnosis. And please understand, I don't think I know everything. And so I did a ton of work to be able to bring the best of the field to you. So it's not just coming from me, it's also coming from my mom. So I kind of did a little skit in it to convey the information. And then I'll also be presenting on Saturday, I don't remember the title of it, but basically it's tools on getting through the scan schedule. Because we know the scan schedule, if we are fortunate enough to get NED, we're like, yes! And then we go along for weeks and weeks until 2 or 3 weeks before the next scan. And then we start ramping up. And so I'll be talking about tools that we can use in the interim to kind of maintain and stabilize ourselves. They're there to use, they're there to practice, we can help ourselves. So that was the book. It's a fundraiser. I get no money out of all of this. And I will also say that both of the workshops, I will be using my notes all the way through because I'm so anxious with dealing with 2 things at the same time. I don't want to forget giving the message that I really want to convey to all of you, because we need the help and we need other people to do what they can do to help themselves survive. I will also underscore, I think Jack brought it up and Melody brought it up, please keep asking everywhere, how long have you had it? Because I think that's one of the biggest things that Facebook has done for us in our group is say, wait, we've got 24 years people have survived. We've got 10 years people have survived. And we've got wonderful people who, although positive for METs, also are continuing to survive. That was not the message I was given. So just imagine when I was a kid, I see my mom with it. It's like, okay. Okay, I'm done. Nothing else. Oh, yes.
What is the name of the book?
Coping with Ocular Melanoma. Thank you. Yes.
It's easy to find because of what's on the cover?
Oh, yes. My boots. I didn't wear them this morning. I will wear them tomorrow. I just can't do it all day. They are, on the cover are a pair of red boots. They are, for us, privately, they're called Kick-Ass Melanoma Boots. Publicly, they're called Walking Art because they're beautiful boots. And when I do get the book from Melody, I'm taking a copy to the people who developed the boots in Austin, Texas, because they gave me permission to use their boot without me going through all kinds of whatever it's called when you have to get permission. So thank you so much.